Hello!
Hi everybody!
I'm not sure if anyone's joined yet, so maybe we'll give it a second. We can show you some of our baby sloths while we're waiting for people to join. During the day, they get to climb out here and exercise. Seems like a perfect sunny day for it. Over here we also have one of our rehabilitation sloths going for his daily exercise. This is Ricardo. As you can see, sloths are aggressive when they're wild, which is a good thing. So he's chilling, recovering from an amputation. And we're going to talk in a minute about our Call for Artists campaign and how you can help educate community members to prevent things like electrocutions and car accidents that bring a lot of these sloths to Toucan Rescue Ranch. So I'm going to introduce you guys to Steph.
Hi everybody, my name is Stephanie Valle. I am a tropical biologist and I'm the education coordinator here at the Toucan Rescue Ranch.
And I'm Emma, and I'm the marketing intern right now. I'm currently organizing the Call for Artists fundraiser, so you've probably seen a lot of posts about that. Just some more information about it. The goal of the fundraiser is to raise $13,000 to build an education center at our release site in Sarapiqui, Costa Rica, which is a rural area that has a lot of agriculture, farmland, and a lot of biodiversity. So Steph is going to explain a little bit more about Toucan Rescue Ranch in general and show you some of the facilities.
Alright guys, so Toucan Rescue Ranch is a rescue center that is devoting all of its time and effort to rescuing, rehabilitating, and rewilding as many animals as we possibly can. Part of the reason why we get so many animals is mainly because of human-animal conflicts, different kinds of conflicts. And that is why environmental education is so important. Here at the Toucan Rescue Ranch, we have specialized in helping many animals like toucans, macaws, parrots, raptors, sloths. And right now, at this very moment, we're going to change the view of the camera so you guys can see a little bit of what I'm talking about. One of the things that we have specialized in Toucan Rescue Ranch is the rehabilitation of sloths. Over here we have Ricardo. Ricardo is a very typical case for us here at the Toucan Rescue Ranch. Ricardo was, we had to amputate one of his legs, as if you look over here on the side, his wound is healing very nicely. But sloths come to Toucan Rescue Ranch for different reasons. One of the main reasons that sloths have to come here is because of fragmentation of forests. Sloths are animals that are specialized living in the canopy, and when they don't find a way to cross from one of the areas where they are to another, they may need to use power lines. When they can get electrocuted, they can get hit by cars. So the repercussions of an electrocution can be many, from ending up blind, having different organ failures, and sometimes amputations. Same thing when sloths are in accidents. And right here we have one of the interns that helps us out here and also at the release site. You want to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name's Sydney. I was an intern at the release site. I'm just finishing up my internship actually today. And I worked with actually rescuing Ricardo firsthand, as well as helping with rehabilitation of multiple other sloths and other bird species, such as toucans and many other mammal species as well.
Woo, thank you, Sydney.
How have you seen the recovery of Ricardo doing?
He's been doing amazing. His leg came in. We think he was bitten by a dog. He was at a property, so another human-animal conflict. And his leg was totally necrotic, which means it was partly dead and swollen. And so amputation was key in making sure that the infection didn't spread to the rest of his body. And so with the amputation, he's been eating well, exercising well, and he has really good wild habits of being aggressive and not liking us too much, which is what we always love.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. many sloths need our help due to this human-animal conflicts. And we have a program that was put in place called Saving Sloths Together. We partnered with the Sloth Institute to be able to help many of the orphan sloths that come here as a result of these human-animal conflicts. Over here, this is what we call high school. We have some of our babies over here that are eating leaves, sunbathing. We have Pringle, we have Sereno, Tallulah. Some of them are pretty high up in the trees, right over there, just learning how to be wild again. This is one of our main programs that we have put in place in order to be able to return as many of these orphan babies back into the wild. And we're very proud of the work that we have done. I would like for you to take a look around this area. So this is the area where we rehabilitate many of the animals that come here. But sadly, guys, not all of the animals that we help can be rewilded. As a result of these conflicts, we also have a part of Toucan Rescue Ranch that is a sanctuary where we give a forever home to these animals. I would like for you to come see the sanctuary part of Toucan Rescue Ranch. Our main goal and our joy is to be able to rewild as many animals as we can. But due to various reasons, some of those animals cannot be rewilded. Some of the reasons may be that the animals were kept as pets for too long, and therefore they cannot be rewilded. They have been imprinted, which means that they have lost their natural fear of humans, and they associate humans with food. So rewilding these animals can potentially be dangerous for the animals, but also for humans. Therefore, that is why we have this sanctuary. Here is a forever home of many of the animals that we help out. And this is a very important part of the work that we do here at the Toucan Rescue Ranch. Without these permanent residents, it wouldn't be as engaging to do environmental education. And a very important part of Toucan Rescue Ranch is the center over here, guys. This is what we call the Ed Center. At the Ed Center, we bring tourists to be able to teach them about these conflicts, to educate them about wildlife. But a very important part of what we do is also done with schools and with the community. Without this sanctuary part, that message that we want to give out, we wouldn't be able to do it. The rescue part of the ranch is off bounds for tourists. If we exposed the public to these animals, we are risking that they may get too habituated to humans. So having a space like this is fundamental. If we do not educate people about these problems, about why these corridors of trees are important for sloths, why it is important to be tolerant of wildlife. We receive many animals that come here because a person found an animal in their ceiling and got scared. And for example, raccoons, sometimes they hit them with rods. Sometimes we have some very sad situations that could be avoided if people were more aware that we simply need to learn how to live with wildlife. They're part of our community. They're a very important part of our community. Now, this is an amazing space, and it has allowed for us to spread the word in this important message. We have a release site over at the area of Saracpiqui, which is also super important for the work that we do. After these animals have been rehabilitated, they're going to go over there. And what is the problem we have over there? We don't have a space like this to educate that community that needs as much education or even more, because they live very close to the animals. But don't take my word for it. I would love for you to meet Tesa, the manager of the release site at Toucan Rescue Ranch.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to talk to Tesa. I'm going to go get her online here. One moment. All right. Stick with us for 1 second as we get Tesa pulled up here. And the invite was sent to her, so we'll talk to her soon. Okay, here we go. Hi, Tesa.
Hi, Steph. Hi, Emma. How are you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Good to see you guys. We're good. We're here. It's a sunny day at the release site, as you guys can see.
Oh, so lovely.
Yeah. It's really nice today. But yeah, just as Stephanie was just saying, it's really important for us to have an education center here because we coexist with wildlife. Humans come into interaction with wildlife on a day-to-day basis out here. So it's really important for the community around us to help us and support us in our conservation efforts because it's not enough for just Toucan Rescue Ranch to be helping these wildlife. We need the help of everybody to get educated and help in the conservation efforts so that we can all participate in saving the wildlife that we coexist with every day. And a lot of the animals that we have here now actually are brought in, as Steph was saying, and could have been avoided. So sometimes fledgling birds, for example, learning to fly, will be found on the ground and someone will be like, oh my God, there's a baby bird on the ground. Bring it here. And we were like, well, are the parents around? Do you know? And they're like, oh, I don't know. We just saw it on the ground. So right now we actually have 3 spectacled baby owls that were fledglings learning how to fly, all came in at the same exact age. So we think that sometimes people accidentally bring wildlife in, and it's much better for the parents to raise the animals and not for us to raise them. But luckily they do have a space here to be until they can grow up and be big enough to be in the wild. So I'm going to take you guys out to the front so you guys can see the front of the release site property and get an idea where the education center will be.
Great. Yeah, I'm excited to see. I've been wanting to come visit the release site more.
Oh yeah, it's a wonderful place, and if we had that
Even the
center over
Wi-Fi,
there,
so I think
so
it's
many
actually
people could get the message, and we could avoid, as Tesa was saying, having so many animals over there at the release site.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't actually walk too far because the Wi-Fi will stop working.
Oh no!
But I can show you.
Living in the jungle.
Yeah, exactly. So over here is we have our clinic back there. You guys can kind of see, and then that fenced off portion is where similar to what we have at headquarters, where we have baby sloths that exercise on that like structure and other baby animals. And actually on this tree right here, we currently have one of our sloths, Helga, who is foraging in this almond tree.
Aww.
Which is nice to see her high up and eating leaves. But the education center will be on this other side of the property that we have. And we do have Cafe Brit, who is a huge back there. So the education center will likely be built and all that space over there for people to.
Awesome. Oh no, I think we're cutting out a little bit, Tesa. Okay.
Tesa, maybe you can back up because we're losing you. So they got to see the space where we're planning on doing the Ed Center over the release side. So we have great plans for this area. We are going to build something like this, an open space where schools and the community can go. And we're going to reforest. What Tesa was saying is that we're going to reforest all that area with native species that will allow for our forests to be interconnected with the forests that are around the area of Sarapiquí. In Sarapiquí, we have a big problem of fragmentation. So people live with the animals, but there's also a lot of plantations of heart of palm, pineapple, bananas. There's a lot of pasture land for cattle. Now, part of the work that we want to do over at the new Ed Center we're going to have in the release site is a place where we will be able to teach people that they can continue with their lives next to the animals with those trees. Hey, Tessa, I was telling them a little bit about what we're planning over there for the Ed Center.
Perfect. Yeah, sorry, I had to switch to a different Wi-Fi, but yeah, we got it situated now. But I can show you guys again where we're planning to have the Ed Center. Over here.
Awesome. Looks like there's a lot of space. And yeah, the Ed Center there will be similar, again, to the one here. Very open, light, breezy. And
yeah, like I was saying, oh, sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. What were you
Like
gonna
I
say?
was saying, we plan to have this area reforested. It stretches out all the way to the back. So we'll have even more forest to be able to release our sloths and other animals back into the wild. But as we were saying earlier, this space, so right down the road over there, there are houses and there's other people. So we live like right on the border of where wildlife, the forest, the jungle, and people meet. So that's why it's especially important for this space, specifically in Sarapiki, to have an education center, because we are on the edge where there's a lot of wildlife encounters with people. So it's really important for the people around this area to help us in our conservation efforts and be aware of what they can do for wildlife and how to help us here at Toucan Rescue Ranch participate in saving these animals that we live so close with.
It's super important. And it's better for people and the animals. It's a win-win. You have like less animal conflicts with pets, then your pet doesn't get injured and the wildlife doesn't get injured, and it saves everybody a big headache and time and money. And I love how one of our vets, Andres, says that the best animal is the one we don't receive, because we don't want injured animals to be coming to us. We want them to be healthy and safe in the first place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the reality is that in the rural areas of Costa Rica, quite often kids don't get the same learning opportunities as the kids that are in the more urban areas. Here, we're super close to San Jose. Anybody can come here with a 30-minute ride, get to meet the animals. That's why we also get a lot of tourists. But we want to give the people in the community of the Sarapiki the same opportunities to be able to educate themselves. We want children in the areas to know about the wildlife that surrounds them and the things that they can do differently in their daily lives to be able to help those animals so that we won't be receiving as much of them.
Exactly.
All right. And then, so some of you might be wondering, how can you help? And that's where our Call for Artists fundraiser is coming in, because not only do we have our own campaign, Call for Artists, where you can donate, and we're trying to raise $13,000, but also it's part of a Community Thrives, which is part of the USA Today Network and the Gannett Foundation. And that is a really amazing crowdfunding initiative that gives organizations the opportunity to win additional grants towards their cause. So for the next 10 days, we're participating in that. And up until Monday, there's a mini bonus challenge for all participating organizations. It's really cool. I think it's really accessible. So for instance, if you help Toucan Rescue Ranch get the most donations by individual people, and donations, there's a minimum $5, but you could donate $5. If we get maybe 200, I don't know how much the most will be, but we could win $4,000 towards the education center if we get the most donations by individual people by Monday. So it's a week-long bonus challenge. We're really trying to get, tell your neighbors, your friends, your coworkers to just donate $5. That's it. And hopefully we'll see if we can get an additional $4,000 to make this important project happen. In the $13,000, there's going to be like cost of electricity, plumbing. We're going to get another TV like this for the release site, for educational programming and things like that. It includes these benches so our guests can sit comfortably, shelving for displays and that sort of thing. And yeah, so every dollar is important.
And the artwork is really beautiful, guys.
Yeah.
You have to go check it out. They're really lovely submissions, and Emma also submitted one.
Aww.
So you guys have to go check it out and vote for one. Vote for your favorite. It's just $5, and it'll really help us.
Yeah, and the winners of the competition, they can win TRR gift cards, which you can use in person if you want to come visit here and get a tour from Steph. You can also use it for a virtual tour, which would actually look similar to this, where we take you around the ranch, introduce you to a lot of the animals, and you can ask whatever questions you want to our guides. So that's really exciting. Winners can also have their design, the first place winners in the adult and youth category, put onto a t-shirt, which we would then offer up for anyone to purchase online. And so that's really cool. You can have your artwork out in the world. I'm really excited. We had 62 artists from something like over 20 countries, or close to 23 states in the US. It's been really cool to see how many people across the world are participating in this and helping wildlife in Costa Rica, but the more people who get involved with helping wildlife here, they can also bring what they learn to their home, no matter what country they live in. So that's really cool.
I really love this idea of call for artists because, you know, that's part of what we want people to do, to, you know, engage different parts of their life towards the ideas that they have about wildlife. So I really love that we had artists participating, having their emotions about wildlife be part of this campaign. So what a wonderful way to try to raise money. Hopefully everybody will be telling all of your friends to donate, help us win this little bonus. That would be wonderful, guys. Please give us that help.
Awesome. Yeah, so you know, more logistics about how to vote is all on our Instagram and on our website. Our links are posted in our bio. Basically, you vote for your favorite artist by donating in their name. When you check out with your donation, it'll just ask you to put the title of the art or the artist's name. So you don't have to vote for an artist. You can just donate, but voting for the artist is fun. And I'm updating a leaderboard of who's in the lead with the most donations manually a couple times a day. And it's really fun to see like who's getting the most votes at this point, and it could really change at any minute. So you never know. So if you want your art on a t-shirt, if you want to help wildlife conservation, just share with everyone you know. And the campaign fundraising portion ends at like the 12th of August. So we're really excited to see what happens so we can get this new education center started and see it built. And
Right there.
woo, right there. Well, awesome. Thank you so much, Tessa. Thank you, Steph.
Thanks so much, Emma. Bye, Steph.
Thank you everybody that joined. Support us. Thanks.
All right, well, I'll talk to you soon.